Ako na iwanan ko lang na obscure, Supreme Court na naman. Diyos ko. Oh. So, ganun na ating gagawin. So, marami pa. Magandang subject ito. Basta si husband and wife, iti-treat namin as one entity. Okay, ganda yan, di ba? Husband and wife, one entity. Si man and si kabit. Or si woman and si kabit. Paano mo iti-treat sila? You cannot because si husband and wife mayroong date of marriage. Nalaman natin naging one sila on that date of marriage. But si common law wife o common law husband, wala eh. Pagbawal sila, away muna kami. Sabay takbo eleksyon. Oh. Diba? Paano pagbabawalan? So all of these things I want to cover in the law. And what is X? What is the degree of relationship? 1, ang 1 is anak, ama. 2, magkapatid. 3, hanggang pamangkin. 4, hanggang first cousin. Anong gusto ninyo? Anong gusto ng taong bayan? Ako, since this is a restriction on the general right to run, to be able to present yourself for public office, I'll go to the restrictive. Doon ako sa 2. Ayan ang personal preference ko. But ang iba, gusto 4, hanggang first cousin. Si first cousin, sometimes, opposition na nung nakaupo eh. Si brother nga, opposition na nung nakaupo. Next question. What if it is only a family member within the X degree of relationship which can check the other family member? Why will you prohibit it? Kasi the essence of democracy is check and balance. What if in this island politics only the family members can check on each other? Anong gawin natin? Basta whatever it is, ang na-realize ko, if we will pass this anti-dynasty law, we should be ready to say goodbye even to the good dynasties. Because we cannot distinguish sinong good, sinong bad. Because only the people will say, good ka. Therefore, back to the rule kanina, let the people decide. Di useless din yung law. So, if the people want an anti-political dynasty law, you should be ready to say goodbye even to the good dynasties.
Senator, with regards to Article 133 of the Revised Penal Code, the one that Carlos has done right now is nag-a-appeal siya, offending the religious feeling.
Okay.
So what is your position with regards to that?
There's no need to revise that law. Tama yan, because ang religion is central to many people's lives and core of beliefs. If you insult the religion, delikado, breakdown of law and order yan. Some people might take the law into their own hands. Kaya that's why there is that law. Do not be sensitive to the religious feelings of people. Then hindi mo alam how 1,000 people attending a religious ceremony and then you insult them and you do not know how each and everyone will react. Iba dyan will react violently, iba dyan papatawad ka. So dapat i-maintain yung respect for religious feelings and traditions. I don't see any need to amend the section 113. What I see is the need for Mr. Carlos Eldran to get a good lawyer to defend himself.
You think it's a criminal?
Let the court decide. Because ano naman yan? Andun yung law, sabi ng prosecutor, the facts fit the law. That's why sa court magsasabi if correct ang prosecutor. Ganun lang po yun. But let him undergo the process. Talaga naman ganun eh. If you did something na sa tingin ng iba violated the law, you will get charged in court. The court there will be trial. The court will decide whether the facts are enough for conviction or not.
So you don't want to amend it that it just be a civil instead of criminal?
No, kasi actually this is for public order eh. If you ang public order po ito because I tell you religious feelings ng tao talagang core to their existence yan sa iba. So you insult 1,000 believers of a certain religion, I do not know how each and everyone will react. Some will take the law into their own hands. So greater breakdown of law and order. At the other extreme, papatawarin ka lang ng iba doon. They will just laugh at you, forgive you. But some, who knows what they will do. So that's why meron itong law na ito. So that, to prevent that breakdown in law and order.
So, Senator, paano niyo envision yung... Kasi I noticed talaga for the law and everything more that can be settled on the court. Ang problem doon is yung the law, the time it takes for the court to decide. Tapos na-mention yung speedy trial. So, how can we actually do it? Kasi right now, yung ampatuan case,
Yeah.
kanina hindi pa na
Cooperation between legislature and Supreme Court. Supreme Court, rules of court, ando naman yung rules of court. Legislature, dyan sa substantive law, yung mga time elements, pwede namin galawin dyan. Yung sa speedy trial nga, titignan yung speedy trial. Problema lang sa speedy trial act, finish the trial in X number of days. However, do not count the following in your computation of X. Di, wala rin nangyari. Ang dami nung hindi ka-count eh. Mga 10 yata yung enumerated instances dito na hindi mo ika-count sa X. So, pwedeng 3 taon itong isa, hindi mo ika-count sa X number of days. So, useless. So, we have to, I tell you, we have to simplify the law so that the law will achieve its purpose.
part po yun ng legislative agenda.
And at the same time, in 6 years, kung maka 6 years naman ako senador, I have to now talk to the Supreme Court kung ano naman yung napapansin ko sa rules of court na kailangan din nila i-clarify. Because sometimes debate on the meaning of the rules of court can also take how many years, clogging our courts at the same time.
So would you, at one point even consider, even after the Senate, as to be part of that court?
Why not? Ambisyon naman ng lahat ng lawyers po yan, to be part of the Supreme Court.
I'm curious, when you had these ideas, is this all your work or your staff? I mean, how do you conceive all of those legislative ideas?
By myself.
Yeah, because you're a lawyer.
From experience, from what I read, from what I think about. Isip naman tayo na isip. Sometimes hindi nga ako makatulog.
This is what you thought in those years that you were not a senator?
Yes.
You were thinking of this already?
Already thinking of some of the problems. Sa practice of profession.
Yeah.
Kita ko.
So, how about yung sa FOI?
Alam niyo, FOI sa Senate, walang problema. Dumaan lang yan parang hangin. Walang ano yan. Kaya nga, hindi namin nakikita saan ang problema. Sa Senate, dumaan lang yan. Pasado na ang FOI. Hindi namin makita saan ang problema. Because if you read the Constitution, itong yung, for example, Constitution, inaral ko yan. I identified all of the transparency provisions because of the argument doon sa time ng EO 464. Nag-oral arguments ako sa Supreme Court. Ang dami kong sinite na provisions of the Constitution promoting transparency. So FOI is consistent with transparency. Hindi ko makuha what's the
Could it have been the right of reply that bogged it down?
sa baba, sa House. Well, alam mo, ang proponent ng right of reply, father ko. Kaya
But are you for it?
I appreciate his idea sa right of reply. I just want to take also the point of view of the owners of the media establishments, kasi yung space sa paper is an asset, cost money. The airtime also cost money. So yun siguro yung concern nila. If you have the right to reply and I have to print your reply on the front page, then cost din yun. I have to air your reply in the primetime TV newscast. Baka ano rin. Pero if it is law, then you have no choice. Charge that to experience because you also aired something. So actually, I am open. I'm in favor actually to exploring this new concept of the right to reply.
Actually, a lot of us just felt, this is our personal preferences, that if ever there's any right of reply, it should not be part of the FOI. Why? I think we would be the first country, if ever, to have one that's embedded in the FOI law, because as far as the other countries are concerned, it's not part of it.
No, ang maganda siguro is not just to follow their laws, but to understand why. Alamin ko nga muna, why did they separate it? Tignan natin yung reasoning. And if the rationale for separating it is also applicable to us, then let us separate. Wala akong nakikita problema. And then, if that is the problem, then sa baba, sa House, they should propose deleting it for so that the right of reply will be in another law. Ang nangyari, the entire FOI is not being acted upon. Kung yun lang yung
Exactly.
problema. So,
Yeah.
I do not believe that is the problem.
Is it the local? LGU
alam mo
having
ma'am,
a problem?
hindi ko na nga masagot din sa Senate, wala kaming problema. We should interview the
Because
House.
in
Ano
the
bang
House.
problema?
No, although
Sa
sa
amin,
House
dumaan
eh.
lang yan ng parang hangin.
Tumagal sa house.
Hindi kayo nag-problema doon.
Walang problema sa amin.
Oo, tumagal sa house. Tumagal sa
amin lang,
committee.
dumaan lang sa
Tumagal
amin.
pa sa committee.
Sa community.
Hindi lang sa house.
So is there a chance that it could pass in those 3 days?
This Congress, next Congress.
Na.
Congress na talaga.
And then you gave me an idea. I will look at the other countries' version of FOI, and then the right of reply, and then try to find out what was the rationale for separating. Tingnan lang natin. Pero
Actually, some don't even have. Yeah,
that's,
some-
no, but that is not
although-
an argument that we should not have just
Although
because
the
they
right
do
of
not have.
reply is being discussed now in other countries, but when they pass the FOI law, it didn't
Kaya na
happen.
sinabi ko
Yeah.
kanina, this is an outside of the box thinking led by my father, which I would also want to pursue. Nakuha ko yung point niya, maganda. Tinira mo eh. Oh, tapos
But that's already-
pasagutin mo. Pero ang point, nakuha ko naman yung nung owners nung But that space is money or time is money for us. Tingnan natin.
But that's only for traditional media because it's inherent in our media. I mean,
Sa-
the right to reply thing, it's there because of our comment section and ability to reply to whatever is the issue.
Online?
Yes, online. There's a way to reply to it. So I don't know why it's being stuck with that.
Sa house. So
Yeah, because we are the ones who want it. I mean,
We
are
should
the
ask the
ones.
house what's the matter. I mean,
I understood it was.
But the problem is, what we see now is if it's getting stuck all the time, what are the chances of it passing in the next Congress?
baka it is an idea whose time has come. Si English na baka.
Oh, you have
Baka.
other questions pa so we can go online.
Sige.
Si Pastor,
Yeah,
to you, Junet.
Sige.
I'm satisfied.
Sige. Kasi your father was also for, correct me if I'm wrong, for federalism.
Yes.
Are you also for federalism or?
PDP Laban is for federalism. It is in our constitution. So, the president of PDP Laban and supposed to be also the chairman and all the members must be for federalism. That is the assumption.
This is